Hello, I'm Elif and this is a recap for episode 114 of the series For My Family, 24 hours after Turkey and before dubbed for TV. Soraya, in constant terror, keeps repeating, "I'm a murderer. I killed Susan." Akif shouts at her, urging her to calm down. Soraya wants to go to the police, but Akif tells her, "If I knew Susan would end up like this, I'd leave Omar in prison forever." But Susan is dead. He asks Soraya to get in the car, planning to call the police after a brief stop. He sits by Susan's side, crying bitterly, mourning her fate. Girl 10 captures all of this on film and later informs Cheval that she couldn't retrieve the flash drive from Susan and declares she wants no part in their games anymore. Soraya's condition worsens, prompting Akif to visit her and try to calm her down, advising her to act normal to avoid suspicion. Susan wakes up from her sleep, shocked to see her mother's poor condition and Akif's bloodied hand. She asks what happened, and Akif tells her they had a work appointment at the restaurant, where a fight broke out, leaving her mother frightened. Yaman informs Omar that his mother has had an accident, and Omar and Asiye rush to the hospital. Yaman tearfully tells Omar that his mother has passed away. Omar cries bitterly, and Asiye comforts him. Omar holds his lifeless mother for the last time, memories of her flood his mind. A week later, a bank officer visits Orhan's house, informing them that Shingul has put the house up for loan collateral, and if the debt isn't paid within a week, the house will be sold. Everyone is shocked, desperate to figure out how to solve this problem within a week. Cheval visits Akif to inform him that Gold 10 gave her a confession video from Sado just before Susan's death. Worried about the video falling into the wrong hands, Akif becomes angry that Cheval is only concerned about herself in such circumstances and tells her not to come near him again. Meanwhile, Asiye finds a flash drive among Susan's belongings given to Omar at the hospital and picks it up. Lydia, angry to see everyone in class scoring higher in the exam than her, accuses Yuljan of not handing in a blank paper and accuses Aybike of cheating. Asiye explains that the teacher gave them another chance due to their circumstances. Lydia complains to Cheval, who enters the class and announces that Asiye, Aybike, and Yuljan will receive zeros for cheating in the exam. After class, Asiye argues with Lydia about her actions, with Sarp supporting Lydia and Ayaz siding with Asiye. Ayaz tells Sarp, "I'm just starting to understand why you get beaten up every day in this school." Sarp retorts, "Do you want me to tell Asiye what you did?" Ayaz silences Sarp. And Asiye looks at them in surprise. Asiye gives the flash drive she found to Yasmin at school, and when Yasmin opens it at home, she becomes curious upon seeing the video and decides to play it. However, her laptop battery dies, preventing her from watching it. Bahar falls ill, and Akif visits her at Nabahat's house. Nabahat talks to Akif about Susan's death, expressing disbelief and sorrow over her passing. Akif embraces her, offering comfort, and Nabahat asks him to stay the night with them. Gökhan, intending to kickstart his own business with Bark's money, sits at the gambling table tempted by his friend's persuasion, believing his money will double. He ends up losing all his money. At night, Orhan states that they have no choice but to return to the countryside, unable to find any other way to keep the house. Yuljan and Aybike object, saying they don't want to leave. Orhan, frustrated, insists there's no other option. The next morning, Nabahat asks Akif to gather his belongings and return home. Akif immediately agrees. Yaman meets with Nabahat and Akif, expressing his decision to sell his shares and offering them to buy them, but Akif believes the amount is too much for them. So Yaman decides to find another buyer. Omar, accompanied by Susan, attends a math Olympiad in Ankara, and during the results announcement, they watch the ceremony from the hall monitor. Omar wins first place and dedicates his award to his mother, saying, "I dedicate this award to my mother. I buried her a week ago, but I know she's watching me from somewhere." After losing his money, Gökhan doesn't know how to face Bark's reaction and, with his friend's encouragement, decides to tell Bark that his money has been stolen. He asks his friend to beat him up to make Bark believe his story. Asiye and Aybike go to clean a house, where Aybike, in tears, confesses she doesn't want to leave that house and the memories of her mother and Bark. Her eyes fall on the expensive dog collar, remembering the homeowner mentioning its value exceeds their debt to the bank. She picks up the collar and leaves the house in tears. When the homeowner returns and notices the missing collar, she checks the salon cameras to find Aybike taking it. She confronts Asiye and informs her of the incident, shocking Asiye, who tries to stop the woman from calling the police but fails. Gökhan calls Bark, and Bark and Elif rush to see him, shocked to see him beaten up. Gökhan tearfully explains that several people beat him up and stole his money. Elif and Bark are very upset and take him to the hospital. Tolga goes to Yasmin's house to study, and when Yasmin and Sarp go to the kitchen, turning on the laptop, the Sado video plays, shocking Tolga. Akif and Nabahat go to the club, where Nabahat asks Akif, "Have your feelings for Soraya ended?" Akif replies, "I realized my mistake. My place is with my wife." Nabahat says, "Then you're no longer a partner, and you don't need to work as a bouncer there anymore." Gulten comes to see Akif and says she found a favorite house and wants the money for it. Akif laughs. Gulten shows Akif the video of the night of Susan's death and says she has seen everything. Akif is shocked. Aybike goes home and shows the collar to Yulcan, saying they can reclaim the house. Yulcan responds, "Have you gone crazy? Let's return it right now." At that moment, the landlady arrives with the police. Everyone gathers at the door, and the landlady shouts, "Arrest her. She stole from my house." Aybike, crying, tells her father, who looks at her in disbelief, "I did it for our family. I didn't steal. I borrowed." Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode.